Okay, so you've led people for years, and there's still one conversation where you freeze, not because you don't know what to say, but because some part of you already believes it won't go well. A manager I worked with had a team member who challenged him in nearly every meeting. Every time this person spoke up, something in him was triggered. His jaw would tighten, he'd feel the same flash of heat, and he didn't know why he reacted this way. He decided that this person was combative, arrogant, not a team player. And once he had those words, he stopped being curious about what was actually going on. It wasn't until he shared this difficulty with me that he started to make some connections. He realized that he used to feel this way when arguing with his older brother growing up. And his older brother always won an argument, often by physically hurting him, as older brothers can do. But he never made that connection before. But once he saw it, that made sense. He could finally see how his childhood experience shaped his view of this colleague. Every meeting became a rerun of an old fight, except now it was happening at work with someone who had nothing to do with his brother. For years he had gone home and talked with his wife about it, and she listened and agreed, yes, this person sounded impossible. Colleagues agreed with him, yes, this person was difficult, he had a right to be frustrated. That felt like support, but it wasn't coaching, and it was two people confirming the same story, and the story never got tested. He called this whole new way of looking at the problem weird to start with. I called it normal. And once he saw it without judging himself, he was able to manage those challenging moments in a whole new way. Here's what I've learned working with managers for over 25 years. The problem you're facing at work rarely starts at work. It starts much earlier in your own history, in patterns that you've built up long before this job, whether that's at home or in some of your early employment. When someone at work reminds you, even faintly, of someone from your past, your brain reacts to the resemblance, not the actual person standing in front of you. And that's not a character flaw, that's just how brains work. But it means that you need to catch it, or it will run the whole relationship for you. And labels make this worse. It's easier to say someone is difficult than to sit with the more complicated truth that something in you is reacting to them. On a recent webinar, I asked a room full of managers to name the words that they'd used to describe someone difficult at work. And here's what they came up with. They said they were abrasive, mean, harsh, arrogant, unreasonable, self-important, combative, inflexible, insensitive, self-centered, unapproachable, conceited, not a team player. Now, every one of those words closes a door. None of them opens a conversation. And here's the part that catches people out. You'll go looking for someone to agree with you, a partner, a friend, another manager. And most of them aren't trying to make things worse, they're trying to support you. But agreement isn't the same as insight. If everyone around you just nods along, the label gets stronger, the wall gets taller, and you still haven't worked out how to talk to this person in a collaborative way. This is why common leadership advice falls flat at your level. Having the tough conversation isn't the missing piece. You already know you should have it. What's missing is understanding why you're avoiding it in the first place. And that answer is usually closer to home than you would expect. This is exactly how I think about solving these problems, not by telling you to be braver, but by helping you see what's actually running the show before you walk into the room. So this week, just sit with this question. Which of these words have you used this month? Watch the next week's video where this starts turning into something that you can actually use. I'm John Fazandia. Thanks for watching.